Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. This is Broncos Breakdown, Friday, June 25th, 2021. I'm your host, Bronco Bill. Let's get right to the news. There's quite a bit of news I have today. A lot of it just across the NFL in general. I do have Bronco news, John Lynch, Terrell Davis. We have Pro Football Focus, which deals with the Broncos. We also have some Tom Brady, Carl Nassib, and Eli Manning, along with other topics. And then I'm going to finish it up with the Chicago Cubs news. I got to put this in there because it's sports, and I know it's not Broncos, I know it's not Colorado related, but it is sports, and it did happen last night as a first. So let's get right to it. Let's start out with John Lynch. Now, 42 days from today, John Lynch, former Denver Bronco and Tampa Bay Buccaneers safety, will be inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now, I don't know if he's going to go in as a Buccaneer or a Bronco. Now, he had success, obviously, as a Buccaneer with the Super Bowl championship against the Raiders. But going over to the Broncos, he was very instrumental in their success as well. So I'm not sure if he's going in as one or the other, or hopefully he'll go in as both. I think that would be awesome if he showed up wearing a Bronco hat and then switched it to a Buccaneer, or a Buccaneer hat and switched it to a Bronco, whatever he chooses to do. But I think that would be pretty awesome if he went in as both, because he was very, very instrumental, obviously, in both for both teams, and he was a dynamic safety. So congratulations, John Lynch. Can't wait to see you at your induction, I should say, speech in Canton, Ohio. Okay, let's go to Terrell Davis. Now, Terrell Davis, Hall of Fame running back, obviously, for the Denver Broncos, said, and I quote, he said that the 1990s Broncos teams were the Patriots before the Patriots were the Patriots. Now, the Broncos in 1998 cruised to a 14-2 record by defeating Dan Marino and the Dolphins in the divisional round by a score of 38-3. Then they met the Jets and trailed 10-0 at halftime to the then defensive coordinator Bill Belichick. Now, obviously, Bill Belichick went on to fame and glory in New England. He's still there. But the Broncos trailed, like I said, 10-0 going into halftime at the AFC Championship game, and then ended up putting up 23 unanswered points and defeating the Jets and going on to win Super Bowl 33 and trouncing the Atlanta Falcons for their back-to-back Super Bowl championships. So do I agree with Terrell Davis that the Broncos were the Patriots before the Patriots were the Patriots? Well, yes and no. Yes, because the Broncos were very dominant in the 90s, but they're also dominant in the 80s. So the difference is the Broncos have only won 2 Super Bowls in the 90s. And yes, the Patriots, they've won more Super Bowls in their illustrious run, but they also win their division. But then again, the divisions are weaker in the AFC East. I mean, you have the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bills. Well, until recently, it was always New England. So how do you say that there's a comparison? You can't. But I understand what Terrell Davis is saying is that, the Broncos went out and they beat Bill Belichick and the Jets. But Belichick was a coordinator then. He was not the head coach. So I say yes to a certain degree. I agree with Terrell Davis. But in the overall bigger picture, did the Broncos set the bar, or did they set the tone, or the way it should be done to win divisions and to go to the Super Bowl and win Super Bowls? Yes, possibly. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think Belichick did take it to a new level. I hate to say it because it's the Patriots, but I have to be honest. I think Bill Belichick, yes, he did take it to a new level. And, he had Tom Brady too, and we all know what happens when Tom Brady left New England and went to Tampa Bay. So is it all Bill Belichick? Absolutely not. But it is a scheme, and I do agree. So let's move on. Let's go to Carl Nassib. Now, Carl Nassib is Raiders defensive end. And Carl Nassib is the first active player in the NFL to openly come out and say he's gay. Now, Nassib said, and I quote, "I just want to take a quick moment to say I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get this off my chest," end quote. Okay, well, I mean, does that change things in the NFL? Possibly with some players. I would imagine some players would have an issue with that. I'm not going to go into my personal beliefs on that in this forum, but I mean, there's obviously people in every workforce that are gay. So does that change things? Possibly, like I said, some people may have issues. Some people do have issues. But in a football sense where you're tackling and you're basically bear hugging or whatever, I mean, he's a defensive end, so he's definitely going to try and sack the quarterback. Does that change things, how a quarterback feels? I don't know. I'm not in the trenches. I don't know quarterbacks' feelings or running backs' feelings or receivers, whatever the case may be. I don't know. That's up to each individual to deal with. But he came out as the first ever active player in the NFL to come out openly and say that he's gay. Well, we'll see how it unfolds. We'll see what if any players come out and openly say they don't like it or openly say that they do. I know some that have that says, "Hey, great for coming out. I commend you. That's great." Others have not said anything negative that I've heard. But you know that there has to be some feelings, positive and negative, and maybe even neutral. But that's all down the road. We'll see how this unfolds, definitely for sure. Now, back to another police blotter by another NFL player. Here we go again, guys, down that proverbial police blotter path. Okay, this one is about Frank Clark. Now, NFL star for the Kansas City Chiefs, Frank Clark, was arrested last Sunday after cops say he had an Uzi in his Lambo SUV. The officers saw the gun in a duffel bag and arrested the 28-year-old for the felony, illegal possession of a firearm. The NFL is looking into this situation and will comment it later. Clark is currently in the middle of a 5-year, $104 million contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. What in heaven's name is he doing with an Uzi in a duffel bag in LA? Come on, man. In East LA, you're going to carry an Uzi. What are you even doing in East LA? Why are you even in an area where you feel you need to have that type of protection? I mean, I don't understand these guys. I really, really don't understand them. I know they've got millions of dollars, and I know they feel untouchable, and I know they feel, on top of the world. But sometimes, guys, you got to use your head. I mean, think. What are you doing? Why are you putting yourself in that situation? I mean, I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, I don't even know if what's going to come down the road for him. Is he going to be kicked out of the NFL? Obviously, the NFL is going to look into it as conduct detrimental to the league. That's a for sure fact. What are the Chiefs going to do? Are they going to keep him? I mean, obviously, he's a great player. They signed him for 5 years. But wow, why would you put your career, your life, your whatever? Why put everything on the line? For what reason? Well, obviously, we don't know all of the story behind it. All we know is what I gave you. So that being said, we'll just have to wait and see what transpires down the road. But I still cannot fathom or understand why a person would put themselves in a situation like that. Wow, unbelievable. What some of these guys do. I don't understand it. Eli Manning. The New York Giants are retiring the number 10 that Eli Manning wore as a team's quarterback. The retirement ceremony will take place on September 26th, obviously, at MetLife Stadium. Manning said, and I quote, "It's a great honor and just an unbelievable feeling. I don't know what emotions I'll have that day. I know they'll be high, that's for sure," end quote. Wow. Congratulations to Eli Manning. He's also going to be honored on the Ring of Fame there in New York. And he follows his brother, Peyton Manning, who the Broncos retired as number 18. And Peyton Manning is on the Broncos Ring of Fame. So both Mannings are honored in the Ring of Fame. Peyton's going into the Hall of Fame. And I'm probably sure that Eli will once he's able and is past that 5-year retirement. So once again, congratulations, Eli Manning. Your number 10 has been retired in New York. All right, let's go to Jalen Twyman. Now, Jalen Twyman is a Minnesota Vikings rookie, and it was reported that he was shot 4 times while visiting his aunt in Washington, D.C. It's not clear what led up to the shooting, but Twyman was in a car at the time of the shooting. He was shot 4 times, guys. And he's alive, and he's going to make a full 100% recovery. How's that possible? Are you ready for this? I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny, but I'm laughing because in a sense that in disbelief. He was shot 4 times, and all 4 bullet wounds were superficial. Now, superficial means it grazed the skin, it drew blood, but it didn't penetrate into muscle or bone or deep tissue. It just grazed and then exited away. 4 times. And you talk about being fortunate. I mean, if you're shot 4 times and all 4 are graze or superficial wounds, wow, you are one fortunate guy. And he definitely is, excuse me, one fortunate guy. I wish the best to Jalen Twyman. I wish him a full speedy recovery. And once again, very, very fortunate. All right, let's go to the Pro Football Focus. Now, the Pro Football Focus believes that the Denver Broncos defense is elite at every level. Pro Football Focus lists Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby, and Bryce Callahan as the 3 very best starting corners in the league. Now, Kareem Jackson is a safety, and along with Justin Simmons, is listed as the best safeties in the league. Wow, that is a high honor to say by Pro Football Focus that the Broncos corners in Fuller, Darby, and Callahan are the best corners in the NFL. And then you have Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons as the best safeties in the NFL. Again, guys, I say it and I firmly believe it. This is the no-fly zone version 2. And then you couple that with our linebackers, and then you couple that with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb on the ends. Yeah, this Bronco team is destined to be great. Now, shh, don't let the word out, guys. Don't let other teams know. Let's fly under the radar, and let's just hope that the Broncos offense can match or even come close to being average or above average so that the defense doesn't have to win every single game. But that is an extremely high honor by Pro Football Focus to list the Denver Broncos corners and safeties as the best in the NFL. Wow, that's awesome, guys. Love it. All right, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He will say what Tom Brady wants to say, and he will do it however way he wants to do it. Well, listen to this, guys. Tom Brady told Uninterrupted on HBO that one of the teams, they weren't interested with him at the very end. He says, "I was thinking, you're sticking with that mother," and I'm not going to continue. End quote. Yes, Tom Brady was talking about, it's not public as to who he was talking about, but he made it public that he wanted to play for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, rumor has it, and I'm only saying rumor, guys, it's just a speculation, that he was talking about the 49ers and referring to the mother as Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, he claims that had he had gone to the 49ers, they would have won the Super Bowl and not the Buccaneers. But because the Buccaneers signed Brady, they end up winning the Super Bowl. So that's a parting shot of sorts from Tom Brady to the 49ers saying, I can't believe you stuck with him. I'm not going to say the phrase again that he said, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And that's Tom Brady being Tom Brady. He shoots from the hip, and he gets away with it because he's Tom Brady. What can you say? All right, let's move to Patrick Allen. Now, this is a sad note. Another passing of an NFL player, former NFL player. Patrick Allen, according to the Houston Chronicle, former Houston Oilers defensive back, has passed away at the age of 59. The cause of death has not been revealed as of yet. Besides the Oilers, Patrick Allen played for the Atlanta Falcons, the Washington Redskins, formerly Redskins, and the formerly San Diego Chargers. Now, the Houston Oilers obviously are not Houston Oilers anymore, and they're not even really the Houston Texans, because the Houston Oilers moved to Tennessee. But obviously, before they moved to Tennessee, Patrick Allen played for the Houston Oilers. At the age of 59, that's extremely, extremely young. Like I mentioned, we don't know the cause of death, and I'm not going to speculate as to what it could be because I have no idea. But condolences go out to the Patrick Allen family and those that he had left behind. All right, the NFL. The NFL, beginning in 2022, the NFL is going to allow teams to wear alternate helmets. Now, a lot of past helmets have been wonderful. I love the Patriots' old helmet. I love I like the Buffalo Bills' old helmet. The Atlanta Falcons was different with the black Falcon. A lot of people want to see the Denver Broncos D and the, I don't know if you call it powder blue or baby blue. I'm one that I love the new helmet. I love the dark. I'm a dark blue kind of favorite person. I like dark colors, and I love the fact that the Broncos have that dark helmet with the Bronco horse head. I think that's classic. I know that a lot of people love the D and the Bronco inside the D and the baby blue helmet. I get that, and I respect that. I respect that a lot because that's the uniform and the helmet and the team that I grew up loving in 1976 as a Bronco fan starting in 1976. So I get that. There are some helmets that I would love to see the Tennessee Titans wear the Oilers helmet. I think that'd be great to honor the Houston Oilers of yesteryear. That'd be awesome. Some of them I don't like. I'm not going to go into the ones I don't like because I don't, that's my opinion. But I do think that it's great that the NFL is lifting that one helmet rule to allow the teams to honor teams past, possibly cities past, and to honor those teams that wore those uniforms and those helmets. I absolutely do not want to see the Broncos go back to that orange helmet with that weird-looking horse on there. I do not want to see that. I don't want to see the striped socks, the brown striped socks. I don't want to see those old uniforms. No. I want to see, if they're going to do a throwback helmet, which I know they will, I want to see the D with the horse inside and the baby blue color. But my favorite one is the one they wear now. So that's my preference, but just glad to see the NFL relaxing that rule. All right, I'm going to wrap it up with the Chicago Cubs. And yes, guys, I'm wearing my Cubs jersey. Just wanting to show you guys. Wearing a Cubs jersey. And the reason why I'm bringing the Cubs in, I mean, obviously you guys can see in the background back there the Cubs flag. I'm a big Chicago Cubs fan. Last night, the Chicago Cubs played the Los Angeles Dodgers. And it was the 7th time this season that a team has thrown a no-hitter. And the reason why I'm bringing this in here is because it was a first for the Chicago Cubs in their over 110-year history in Major League Baseball. And what I'm saying is, now, yes, it was their 17th overall no-hitter. It was the first time they have done it as a combined pitching staff. They started out with Zach Davies pitched 6 innings of no-hit baseball. Reliever Ryan Tepera pitched the 7th. Andrew Chafin pitched the 8th. And Craig Kimbrell, their closer, pitched the 9th. They gave up, I believe it was 9 or 10 walks to the Dodgers, but no hits. So that was the first time ever that the Chicago Cubs, in their 17 no-hit games, that it was done by multiple pitchers. So congratulations to the Chicago Cubs. What an awesome feat. And I know it was, nothing like that is easy. Nothing like that is easy, whether it's a no-hitter by 1 pitcher, 2, or in this case 4. Once again, congratulations, Chicago Cubs. And that's it, guys. That's it for this edition of Broncos Breakdown. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.